You ever have one of those moments where your gut tells you something's off, but your brain's too polite to connect the dots? Yeah, that was me. Sitting in my driveway, watching my Audi's engine cough like it had bronchitis, 2 days after. I got back from a business trip. Thing is, before I left, she was running like a dream. Clean idle, smooth acceleration, not a single warning light. Now, the dashboard lit up like a Christmas tree at 3 a.m. in a Waffle House parking lot. And here's the kicker. If it hadn't been for that cheap dash cam I installed 6 months ago, Black Box Z3, $79 on Amazon, I'd still be living in the fantasy that my wife was loyal. That my 7-year marriage actually meant something. But let me rewind a bit. Lauren and I had been married for 7 years. No kids, no drama. At least not the kind that slaps you in the face. She was smart, charming, knew how to cook a steak, medium rare without asking. And I, being the moron that I am, thought that was enough. I never checked her phone. Never asked questions when she said she was going out. I figured trust was the whole point of marriage. You know that cheesy quote, love means never having to say you're suspicious. Well, turns out love also means occasionally getting kicked in the teeth while you're smiling. I traveled a lot for work. Sales consulting, which is a fancy way of saying I spent half my life convincing companies that they were screwing up and I could help them screw up less. Long flights, hotel rooms with sticky remotes, and lots of room service dinners. Meanwhile, Lauren held down the fort. Or so I thought. The day everything cracked open started off normal. I got back from a 3-day trip to Chicago, tossed my suitcase in the laundry room, and figured I'd hit the grocery store for some decent coffee. I slide into my Audi, turn the key, and immediately something feels wrong. The engine's sputtering like it just smoked a pack of unfiltered Camels, and the infotainment system flashes an error message in German I don't even try to translate. I head back inside. Hey, I say casually. Did you use the car while I was gone? Lauren's in the kitchen, scrolling her phone with one hand, stirring a pot with the other. Classic multitask mode. She looks up, completely chill. Yeah, just drove to Jess's place. We had some wine and watched trash TV. Why? I shrug. No biggie, just acting a little weird. She smiles. Maybe she missed you. And that was it. I left it alone, because why wouldn't I? But later that day, I drive the Audi to the service shop I always go to, Miller's Auto Works, a small place tucked between a vape shop and a taco stand that may or may not have a working health permit. I know the guy there, Tony. Ex-Marine, barely talks unless it's about carburetors or conspiracy theories. I pull in, and I'm already annoyed. Tony, I bark. Didn't you just do a full inspection on this car last month? Now it's acting up. He doesn't. Flinch. Just plugs into the system, starts poking around under the hood, flashlight clamped between his teeth like he's performing dental surgery. After a few minutes, he straightens up, wipes his hands. Still doesn't look at me. Everything's fine under the hood, he mutters. Then, without meeting my eye, he adds, if I were you, I'd check the dash cam footage. You might find it enlightening. It's not what he says. It's how he says it. Like a guy who just found something in your bathroom he really didn't want to see. I blink. The dash cam? He nods. It records even when the engine's off, right? Parking mode? Yeah, I think so. Then, check it. That's it. No further comment. Like he just handed me a loaded gun and walked away. I get home, park in the garage, and pull up the dashcam app on my phone. The files are all labeled by timestamp. Boring stuff, mostly. Squirrels, Amazon deliveries. Wind. Then I hit play on a clip from 2 nights ago. At first, it's exactly what Lauren said. She gets in the Audi, alone. Hair tied back, casual hoodie, no makeup, drives off. Okay, no big deal. But a few minutes later, there's another video. This time, she's back in the car, but now she's dressed like she's auditioning for a music video. Low-cut black dress, heels, heavy eyeliner. She's not alone either. Jess and another woman I don't recognize pile in, all laughing like they just discovered tequila for the first time. They drive downtown, straight to a club I instantly recognize. Blue Viper, a trendy spot known for overpriced drinks and bathroom selfies. I remember because a buddy of mine once got kicked out of there for trying to pay in Bitcoin. The camera cuts off, then picks up again hours later. This time, it's just Lauren. And a guy. He's tall, fit, has that smug Wall Street look. Like, he wears a Patagonia vest over a $600 shirt and tells people he's in fintech. He's grinning. She's giggling. They get in the back seat. At first, it's just talking. Then kissing. Then it gets physical. Like, thank God the lens is blurry, physical. I sit there, in my garage, watching this man grope my wife in the car I paid off 2 years early. The car I used to propose to. Her, parked at the beach with a sunset she swore she'd never forget. And the best part? He climbs into the driver's seat after, drives off with her in the passenger seat, like it's his damn car now. I sit there for a long time, phone still, in my hand, watching the screen fade to black. That night, I don't say a word. I eat dinner like normal. Ask her about her day. She says she's been tired lately. Stress, probably. I nod. Tell her to rest up. We watch Netflix. She falls asleep on the couch and I sit there, staring at her, thinking, how long has this been going on? And how stupid do you think I am? But I'm not blowing up. Not yet. I'm collecting evidence. Because I don't yell. I don't throw things. I build cases. Next evening, dinner again. She's laughing at some video on her phone, completely at ease. I ask her, real casual. So, what did you do over the weekend? She shrugs. Oh, not much, just hung out with Jess, binge-watched a show, I think. I pull out my phone, unlock the dashcam app, and slide it across the table. Let's binge this together. She taps play. And just like that, her whole face changes. You ever seen someone go from I'm in control to oh crap in under 5 seconds? That was Lauren. The moment she realized what was on that screen, her face just deflated. Like a balloon someone let go of mid-air. It wasn't just guilt. It was the sudden awareness that her little secret, her private adventure, her night of fun, had a body cam attached to it. I didn't say a word. Didn't flinch. I just watched her watch herself, lip-locking with that guy in the back seat like we were hosting an amateur reality show called Infidelity. Caught on cam. She finally snapped out of her trance and looked at me. I can explain. Of course she could. They always think they can. It wasn't what it looks like, she said. I raised an eyebrow. Oh? 'Cause it looks like you got real friendly with Gordon Gekko in the backseat of my car and then let him drive it like it was a rental. She blinked, flustered. We were just drunk. It didn't mean anything. Ah, yes. The classic defense. Meaningless drunken mistake. She kept going, trying to patch the Titanic with chewing gum. It was just one time. I was feeling lonely. You're always gone. I didn't plan for it to happen. You just tripped and fell. Into his mouth? I said, dry as sandpaper. Silence. Then came phase 2 of the Infidelity Olympics, blame shifting. You don't understand what it's like, she said. You're never home. You're married to your job. I needed attention. I nodded slowly. So you outsourced your loneliness to some guy who smells like imported hair gel and bad decisions. Tears started forming in the corners of her eyes, right on cue. I'm sorry, she whispered. I swear it didn't mean anything. I lost control. I still love you. Look, I'm not made of stone, but I'm also not a damn doormat. Watching her cry, I wasn't thinking about how hurt I was. I was thinking about how cleanly she had lied to me, face to face, just the day before. How easily she slid into my arms after that night like nothing happened. And maybe that's what stung most. The performance. You know how you can tell when someone's genuinely sorry? When they stop trying to defend themselves. Lauren? She went through every stage of denial like it was a speed run. I stood up from the table, took my phone back and said, I need some air. I drove. No destination. Just drove. Past the Blue Viper Club. Past the hotel they'd gone to. Yeah, I checked the GPS logs too. Past the taco place where we had our first date. Every turn reminded me of something we'd built. Every memory now felt like a punchline to a cruel joke. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling while she slept in the guest room. she offered. I didn't stop her. The next morning, radio silence. No texts, no calls, no morning coffee waiting on the counter like usual. She was tiptoeing around me like I was a landmine with legs. Over the next few days, we coexisted in awkward, sterile silence. She tried to cook dinner once. I left the house. She tried to talk once. I told her, later. Truth is, I wasn't ready to scream. I wasn't ready to cry. I was doing recon. I replayed every moment of that video, every expression on her face, every detail. I looked into the guy's license plate from the footage. Turns out, he wasn't some random rebound. He was a personal trainer from a luxury gym 2 towns over, married, real piece of work. I even found his Instagram, private account. Of course. But the profile pic? It was him. Same vest, same hair, same smug grin that said, "I do push-ups for validation." Lauren had a type, apparently. I spent that week thinking. No accusations, no Facebook posts, no shouting matches with her friends. Just thinking. And then, on Sunday, exactly 1 week after the dashcam debacle, I made a choice. I walked into the living room where she was curled up on the couch, watching something on her iPad, pretending the world wasn't imploding around her. She looked up like a student caught cheating during an open book test. "Lauren," I said, "we're going to have one conversation. Then we're done." She sat up straight. "Okay. You have 2 options," I said, calmly, firmly. "Option 1, you pack your things and leave. Quietly. No drama, no theatrics, no Facebook posts with vague quotes about betrayal. Option 2, I show everyone, your parents, your friends, your job, your Instagram followers, exactly what you do when you think nobody's watching." Her mouth opened, then closed. She knew I meant it. I wasn't bluffing. I had the footage. The timeline. Her lie on record. And believe me, I knew how to use it. She didn't even try to argue. Just sat there, eyes wide, breathing shallow. After a long pause, she nodded. "I'll go. Good choice." The next morning, she packed. 1 suitcase, a couple of boxes. She didn't cry, didn't beg, just left, like a guest checking out of a hotel that accidentally charged her for minibar peanuts. I watched her drive off in an Uber. Not our car, of course. She didn't touch the Audi again, and when the door clicked shut, the silence that followed didn't feel peaceful. It felt hollow, like when a noisy air conditioner shuts off and you realize how quiet the room actually is. That night, I sat alone at the kitchen table. Same chair, same spot where I showed her the video. The ghost of that moment still lingering in the air, and I realized something. I didn't miss her. I missed the version of her I thought existed. And that guy? He was never real. The weirdest part about someone leaving? How fast they vanish from the space, but not from your head. Lauren was gone. Her closet, half empty. Bathroom drawers cleared out. The mug she always used for chamomile tea? Gone, too. Like she took little trophies of her domestic existence and disappeared into the fog. And yet I'd still find one of her bobby pins in the laundry basket and pause like it was a crime scene clue. The brain is a cruel archivist. But I didn't mope. I wasn't going to be that guy, sitting in a hoodie, eating ice cream from the tub, rewatching our wedding video like it was a rom-com. Nope. I went the other direction. I got back to work. Hard. My gi. Clients were thrilled. I was showing up to meetings early, closing deals like a machine. I started calling it revenge productivity. My accountant even joked, "Who broke your heart? Can they do it again next quarter?" But under the hustle, under the focus and the color-coded Google Calendar, I knew I wasn't okay. Not really, because trust, real trust, it's like a windshield. One good hit, and even if it doesn't shatter, you never quite look through. It the same way again. Lauren tried texting me, once, a week after she left. "Can we talk?" I didn't reply, not because I was angry. That part had faded, but because I knew any conversation would be like stepping back into a burning building to check on the furniture, let it burn. People kept asking if I was dating again. Hell, no. Not because I'd sworn off love or joined some monk order. I just wasn't there yet. I didn't want to carry all that into someone else's life. My mess wasn't their burden, so I kept my world simple. Gym, work, Audi, now fixed and suspiciously well-behaved, routines, order. And every now and then, at night, I'd sit on the porch with a drink and think about what actually happened. Not the betrayal. I'd dissected that part to death. I mean the lesson. Because here's the thing. No one tells you about betrayal. It teaches you a lot. About others, sure. But mostly about yourself. I learned that I ignored red flags because comfort is addicting. I learned that I confuse silence with stability. And I learned that sometimes the only thing standing between you and the truth is a $79 dash cam and a mechanic who doesn't do small talk. That guy, Tony, I went back to thank him. He looked surprised to see me. I handed him a six-pack and said, "You saved me from a few more years of wasting my time." He just nodded, said nothing, took the beer. Classic Tony. And you know what else? I changed my passwords, not out of paranoia, but out of principle. I moved the bed to a different wall, repainted the kitchen, bought a new set of plates. Small things, but every one of them said the same thing. I'm still here. Because I didn't lose everything. I lost. A lie. And sometimes that's the cleanest cut of all. Now I know what you're probably thinking. Would you ever take her back? Let me put it this way. If your car got stolen, joy-ridden through a nightclub parking lot, and returned with cigarette burns in the seats and cheap perfume in the vents, would you just let it back into the garage? Didn't think so. And yeah, I still believe in love, but next time, I'm not skipping the due diligence. I'm not asking for perfection, just honesty, because here's the thing, I can handle the truth, even if it sucks. What I won't do again is build my life around someone who treats trust like it's a rental agreement. So if you're out there, the next her, the future, passenger in my car, metaphorical or otherwise, just know this. I'm not bitter, I'm just upgraded. And to anyone watching this thinking, could that happen to me? Ask yourself this. How well do you really know the person next to you? Check the signs. Check your gut. Hell, check under the passenger seat. Because sometimes the truth isn't hiding in plain sight. Sometimes it's just waiting to be downloaded.